Hey dumplings, it's David Desai. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about China and what's recently been going on with them and BTS. Last time we left off was a little cliffhanger, I think. I'm kidding, but there was a little bit of threatening going on this time. And I have some thoughts and some things that I want to get into. I also want to get into Jungkook's little bad boy attitude, because he definitely had one. This was a response to an army that went viral online. I think it's super cute and super funny, so let's get into these spicy tea here today. If you're new here and interested in this type of stuff, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified anytime a new video drops. And if you as a hater like to be the first to leave your hate comment, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell also so you can be the first to do so. Now let's get into it. I swear at this point I just say that in my sleep. Okay, so let's get into the whole BTS and China thing. But let me clarify, this is not the entirety of China. This isn't like the government of China. This is like a news outlet or a media outlet in China that's talking about this. But we'll get into it, we'll talk about it, but let me first give some context in case you are unaware or maybe you forgot. BTS was in heat like a month ago or maybe like a few weeks ago. Honestly, you lose track of time. They were accepting kind of an award for something. I forget which because they accept awards all the time. But this one was something between Korea and the United States. And in that award speech, RM mentioned that a lot of the lives from the US citizens to the Korean citizens were lost during the war, or something along those lines. Now, some Chinese netizens were a little bit upset. Just like very random people were upset. I don't really understand why. And I've asked people like why they would be upset, and most people, even Chinese people that I've met, have said, yeah, I don't understand why. But it was something along the lines of the fact that China had suffered a lot with its people during the war as well, which might be the case, and I totally understand. But it's not relevant to the conversation in which RM was having. Why would RM bring up China in that speech? The award was for Korea and US. Mind you, from what I was aware, the China government didn't care. But apparently a lot of these C netizens and the quote-unquote C armies really cared. Some even allegedly canceled the pre-order for B. This was obviously before it was out. And also allegedly BTS lost over 800,000 pre-orders because those are all from Chinese armies canceling the pre-order. Now that was definitely a number going around. I'm not sure how accurate that is. I think people were like burning CDs and things like that. Like they were really angry, which that's just too much. Y'all realize you paid for that, right? Even if you don't like it, you still gotta keep it. You paid for it. Like BTS has your money already. Now you're just burning something that you bought with your money. Anyway, flash forward to this whole Grammy thing, which congratulations. BTS has wanted a Grammy for a long time. They obviously see it as the pinnacle of success and it's like a mark of achievement, I guess. Now, it's not that I don't see it as a big deal. And obviously if I was an artist, I would want a Grammy. But at the end of the day, a Grammy to me anyway, does not defy the quality of the work. Believe me, there are some songs out there that won a Grammy that I'm like, really? I would say 90% of the artists that I listen to are underground indie artists that have never gotten nominated for a Grammy. However, in this case, BTS is super excited about a Grammy. Then of course I am too, I am happy for them. They deserve it, they worked so hard for it. And Dynamite also broke all sorts of records. Not only for Asia and specifically Korea, but it broke records for Koreans here in America to like finally have representation. So it's a big deal. Obviously, Koreans want to take credit for it. They should be able to. Now, there was this news article that was published and a lot of armies online were very angry about it. And I want to talk about like why they were angry, what my opinions are. Now, a lot of people were saying that it was like threatening BTS and trying to take the success of BTS's Grammy nomination. I do also think that there were some people who took the article kind of out of context, but let me read what was written exactly and then I'll talk about how I feel about it. So this is the quote that I'm going to read. Excellent achievement in recent years owe much to the contribution of the Chinese army. Chinese fans spent millions of won raising funds to help BTS's single Dynamite reach the top of the list for the most downloads on international music platform. It seems that some fans have chosen to be understanding when it comes to the band, but it would be nicer to see these young pop stars could think twice before voicing their opinion in public. Tolerance is based on respecting territorial and sovereign integrity and personal dignity. If Chinese are hurt a second time, it may cause further loss of the Chinese army members. Now, there was this number of 800,000 pre-orders floating around. Now, if the number was accurate to any sort of extent, then yes, that was a huge contribution from the Chinese army. A huge contribution to BTS's success. There is no doubt with that. But keep in mind that is not even close to the majority of BTS's success. And I don't think 800,000 copies sold in China would warrant a Grammy in America. And also, BTS's B sold 2 million copies within the first week. This is after those 800,000 orders were allegedly canceled and after the controversy. So this is 2 million albums sold in 1 week without the help of these antis. They're not sea armies, they're antis. I'll talk more about that later. Now I know the album didn't get nominated. It was the single Dynamite. But if an album can sell that much, then a single likely sold way more than that, without counting China. So I disagree with the article a little bit. So now the ending bit there that everyone took as kind of like threatening, where it says if China was hurt a second time, they will lose more sea armies, and they need to think before voicing their opinion. I want to say, what opinion? Korea and US did lose a lot of citizens during the war. I don't recall in the speech that RM said only Korea and US. Because during a war, it's almost impossible for just two nations to only be affected. Neighboring countries and areas will also be affected. And nowhere in the speech did RM say China anything. There's no opinion. US and Korea were affected. China too, but like other countries as well. RM didn't mention those countries either. BTS will not lose any real sea armies. So if you're someone who loves BTS so much that you're willing to spend millions of your hard-earned money on them just to support them and get them up there, then I assume you're a little bit smart, which is how you're able to have that money. But also I would assume that if you do love someone, you will try not to just jump to bad things and think that their intentions are bad. Like you'll give them more of a chance. When I love someone, I don't immediately just like flip the switch and then I hate them. I literally try to give them the benefit of the doubt, which it seems like a lot of people never really gave BTS the benefit of the doubt when it came to this. Let's focus on slightly bigger issues, huh? Like let's focus on actual issues. Not something that wasn't even shade. No shade, but y'all thought it was shade because there was a tiny tree with small shade 3 miles to the left. A lot of people had opinions on this. And people on the tweets there were pretty mad. I was reading responses like this. It was due to their talent, hard work, and army around the world. To say it happened because of one country or because of the fans of one country is clearly wrong and discrediting the hard work of the worldwide army and BTS themselves being well known to the world. I agree. It definitely discredits a lot of BTS's work and a lot of how big armies actually are. I don't think if BTS were ever to be canceled by one country, their career would literally be over. Not even close. But the Twitter, the tweetster, they were going crazy and a lot of people had their opinions on this, which fair enough, it seems like it's something that hasn't really died down yet. But also on Twitter, there's been some kind of cute and fun stuff that's been happening. Now, I don't know how true this is. So this is alleged. The only part that's true is the fact that it did go viral. And the reason why I don't know why it's true is because an army wrote this, and there's no other evidence to kind of complete the story, at least nothing that I've seen. So apparently this happened a little while ago, and a story of BTS completely went viral, whether it's true or not. And this story was apparently a little while ago, and it started circulating again to the point where it was actually trending. So in Hongdae, I guess supposedly Jungkook was just walking around. He was standing there, he was doing something, and that's when an army decided to walk up to him and talk to him, as you would if you see our king just standing there. The army patted Jungkook on the shoulder and asked, "Are you Jian Jungkook?" I suppose the army was expecting an answer like, "Yeah, it's me." Or "No, it's not," if it really wasn't. But apparently Jungkook smiled and responded back, "And if I am?" And this story made armies go cray cray. Because if any of y'all have ever been on Wattpad, which by the way, if anyone ever wants to write me in a Wattpad story, please send me the link. I don't gotta be the main character, but I'd still want to read it. But anyway, Jungkook on Wattpad is like this bad boy type. He would have like a devilish smirk, all of that sort of thing. So the "if I am" phrase, it just kind of fits to what armies fantasize him as. They were calling it like a bad reply or a bad boy reply, and it's like super hot. They ended up trending on Twitter with over 164,000 tweets, which is redonkulous. I wonder how many fanfics were rewritten, how many fanfics were inspired, and how many people were dying from this story. I need Jungkook to say, "And if I am" to me, and my life will be complete. So many people were jumping on this kind of like hashtag or trend. Even MTV UK wrote something. They wrote this: "Mom, are you telling me you literally made a career out of standing Jungkook and Little Mix? Me. And if I am?" Other people on the tweets there were tweeting about Jungkook, pretty much fulfilling their little fantasy, saying this: "And if I am" is something that will be iconic in every Jungkook Center bad boy fanfic. Bye. I wonder if Jungkook is aware that little things that he could say or would say to an army could potentially go hugely viral, even after some time has passed since it happened. I actually didn't know about the story until today. So it's kind of funny to think of our boy with like a devilish grin, turning around and being like, "Marry me. I mean, and if I am, and then I die." Only OP knows what really happened. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for leaving comments. As always, I do have a Patreon and I have a lot of exclusive content over there that I can't really post on here. This is things that will get copyrighted or taken down if they're on this channel, so I do keep it over there on my Patreon. You can get things like reaction videos, like music video reactions, performance sessions, ship reactions. You can even request things over there. Link is in the top of the description down below. Also, anything you contribute over there gives back to this channel and all that stuff. I have a video over there explaining that. And there's 2 videos that will appear up on screen at the end of this video, so click on one of those if you want to see more, and I'll see you over there. Bye.
I would